Being your slave, what should I do but tend upon the hours and times of your desire? Have no precious time at all to spend, nor services to do till you require? Nor dare I chide the world without end hour, whilst I, my suffering, watch the clock for you? Nor think the bitterness of absence are when you have bid your servant once adieu? Nor dare I question with my just thought where you are, or your affairs suppose, but like a sad slave, stay and think not. Stay where you are, how happy you make those. So true, fool is love but in your will, though you do anything, he thinks no ill. Look in thy glass and tell the face thou viewest. Now is the time that face should form another, whose fresh repair if now thou not renewest, thou dost beguile the world unless a mother. For who is she so fair and unerred womb, disdains the tillage of thy husbandry? And who is he so far to be the tomb of his self-love, to stop posterity? Thou art thy mother's glance, and she in thee calls back the lovely apron of her prime. So thou through windows of thine age shalt see, despite of wrinkles, this thy golden time. But if thou live remembered not to be thy single, in thine image, thy with thee.
If thy soul check thee that I come so near, swear by thy blind soul that I was thy will, and will, thy soul knows, is admitted there. Thus far for love, my love so sweet fulfilled. Will fulfill the treasure of thy love. I fill it full with wills, and my will one. In things of great receipt with ease we prove, among a number one is reckoned none. Then in that number allow me to. Oh, in thy store's account, I one must be. For nothing holds me, so it please thee hold that nothing be, as something sweet to thee. Make but my name thy love, and love that still. And then thou lovest me. My name is Will.
When to the sessions of sweet silent thought I summon up remembrance of things past, and sigh the lack of many a thing I sought, and with old woes do wail my dear time's waste. Then can I drown an eye in music flow, where precious friends hid in death's dateless night, and weep afresh love's long since cancelled woe, and mourn the expense of many a vanishing sight. Then can I grieve for grievances forgone, and heavily from woe to woe tell o'er the sad moan of before moan, which I know pain, as if not paid before. As if the while think on thee, dear friend, all losses are starred, and sorrows endless.
When my love swears that she is made of truth, I do believe her, though I know she lies.
Oh.
That she might think me some untutored youth, unlearned in the world's false subtleties. Thus vainly thinking that she thinks me young, though she knows my days are past the best. Simply I credit her false speaking tongue. On both sides thus is simple truth suppressed. But wherefore says she not, she is unjust. Wherefore say not I that I hold up. Love's best habit is in seeming trust. And age in love loves not to have years toil. Therefore, I lie with her and she with me, and in her faults by lies, we flattered be.
When in disgrace and fortune in men's eyes, I alone read my outcasts. Shall we death Christ, look upon myself and curse my fate. Wishing me once a night, one more rich and whole, featured like him, desiring this man's art and that man's soul. Most enjoy, content at least. Yet, these thoughts myself almost despising. Happy, I think on thee. Then my state like that of the lark at break of day arising from sun and earth and sings hymns at heaven's gate. For thy sweet love remember thy will brings, for then I would scorn to change my state of guilt.
My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are done. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses damasked red and white, but no such roses see I in the cheeks. And in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress beats. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music is a far more pleasing sound. I grant I never saw a goddess go my mistress when she walks, treads on the ground. And yet, by heaven, I think my love so fair as any she belies, with faults of hair.
When 40 winters shall besiege thy brow, and dig deep trenches in your beauty's field, thy youth's proud livery so gazed on now will be a tottered weed of small worth hell. Then being asked, where thy beauty lies, where all the treasure of thy lusty days, to say within thine own deep sunken eyes, and aid all either shame and thriftless praise, how much more praise your desire to be, if thou couldst answer, this fair child of mine shall sum my count and make my old name, proving his beauty by succession thine. This for to be made new when thou art old. You will see thy blood warm when thou feelst it cold. Let me confess that we two must be twain. Although our undivided loves are one, so shall those bloods that do with me relate without thy help by me be born alone. In our two loves there is but one respect, though in our lives is separate despite. Which thou could alter not love's soul effect, yet though it steal sweet delight, I may not evermore acknowledge thee. Lest my bewailed guilt should do thee shame. Nor thou, public kindness honor me, lest thou take thy honor from thy name. Do not so. I love thee with such sort as thou being mine. Mine is thy good report.
As a decrepit father takes delight to see his active child do deeds of youth, so I may lay my fortune's dearest spite, take all my comfort of thy worth and truth. For whether beauty, brain, wealth, or wit, or any of these all, or more, entitled to thy parts to crown and sit, I make my love engrafted to this stone. So then I am not lame, or poor, or despised, while not the shadow that such substance hid, that I in thy abundance am sufficed, and by a heart that all your glory live. Look what is best. That best I wish in thee. This wish I have, and 10 times happy me. How much more that beauty is seen by the sweet ornament which truth doth live. The roses look fair, but fairer we deem for the sweet odor in which it doth live. The canker blooms have full a deeper dye as the perfumed tincture of the roses, hang on such thorns and play as wantonly when summer breath their masked buds discloses. But for virtue only is their show. They live unrespected and unwooed fade, die to themselves. Sweet roses do not so. Of their sweet death our sweetest odors make. And so of you, beauteous and lovely youth. When that has faded, my verse distills your truth.
The expense of spirit in the waste of shame is lust in action. Until action, love is perjured, murderous, bloody, full of blame. Savage, extreme, cruel, rude, not to trust. Enjoyed no sooner, but despised straight. Past reason hunted, but no sooner had past reason hated, as a swallowed bait on purpose laid to make the taker mad, mad in pursuit and in possession thereof. and having an inquest to have extreme, ablution-proof and proved a very woe. Before, a joy proposed, behind, a dream. All this, the world well knows, yet none knows well to shun the heaven that leads men to this hell.
No more be grieved at that which thou hast done. Roses have thorns, and mountains mud, and lonesome canker lives in sweetest bud. All men make faults, and even mine in this, authorizing thy trespass when compare myself corrupt, insulting thy abyss, excusing thy sins, more for thy sins are. For to thy sensual thought I bring in sense. Thy adverse party is thy advocate, and against myself a lawful plea commence. Such civil war is in my loud etiquette, but I, an accessory, needs must be. That sweet thief drops itself from me.
Loves I have. Of comfort and despair, which like two spirits do suggest me still. The better angel is a man. The worse spirit, a woman colored ill. To win me soon to hell, my female evil tempteth my better angel from my side, and would corrupt my saint to be a devil wooing his purity with her foul pride. And whether that my angel be turned fiend, suspect I may, but not directly tell. But being both from me, both to each friend, I guess one angel in another's hell. Yet this shall I never know, but live in doubt till thy bad angel fire my good one out.
Sweet love, renew thy force. Be it not said, thy edge should blunter be than appetite, which today by feeding is allayed, tomorrow sharpened in his former might. So love, be thou. Although today thy hungry eyes are filled even with wings of fullness, tomorrow see again. And do not kill the spirit of love in a perpetual dullness. Instead, let the sap entering like the ocean be, which parts the shore, where two contracted new come daily to the banks, that when they see return of love, more blessed may be the view. Else call it winter, which being full of care makes summer's welcome thrice more wished, more rare. Ah! Ah! Ah!
When All women are shrews, both short and tall.
That God forbid that made me first your slave. I should in thought control your times of pleasure, or at your hand the account of hours to crave, being your vassal, bound to be your leisure. Oh, let me suffer being at your bed, the imprisoned absence of your liberty, and patience came to suffer and spite each check without accusing you of injury. Beware, you list. Your charger is so strong that you yourself may privilege your time to what you will. To you it doth belong yourself to pardon of self-doing crime. Oh, I am to wait, the waiting so be hell, not let your pleasure be it ill or well.
It's it. Never say that I was false of heart, though absence seemed my flame to qualify. As easy might I from myself depart, as from my soul which in thy breast doth lie. That is my home of love. If I have ranged, like him that travels, I return again, just in the time, not in the time exchange, so that myself break water for my stay. Never believe, though in my nature reigned all frailties that besiege all kinds of blood, that it could so preposterously be stained to leave for nothing more thy sum of good. For nothing, this wide universe I call, save thou, my rose. In it, thou art my all.
That thou art plain shall not be thy defect, for slander's mark was ever yet the fair. The ornament of beauty is suspect. A crow that flies in heaven's sweetest air. Then thou be good. Slander doth but approve thy worth, the greater being oozed of time. For canker flies the sweetest buds, that love. And thou presents the pure, unstained pride. Thou hast passed by the ambush of young days, I do not assail their victor being charged. Yet this thy praise cannot be so thy praise, to tie up envy evermore enlarged. If some suspect of ill mask not thy show, then thou alone, kingdoms of hearts, shouldst own. Count the clock that tells the time, and see the brave day sunk in hideous night. When I behold the violet vast pride with sable curls all silvered over with white, when lofty trees I see barren of leaves, winters from the heated canopy the herd, and summer's green all girded up in sheaves, born in the byre with white and bristly beard, then of thy beauty do I question make. For thou among the wastes of time must go, And sweets and beauties do themselves forsake and die as fast as they see others grow. And nothing against time's sight can make defense save free. To brave him when he takes the hands.
Leaving Victoria, I haste me to my bed. Dear repose, limbs, travel tired. Then begins a journey in my head to work my mind when body's works expired. But then my thoughts from far when I abide intend a zealous pilgrimage to thee, and keep my drooping eyelids open wide, looking on darkness which the blind do see. Save that my soul's imaginary sight presents thy shadow to my sightless view, and like a jewel hung in ghastly night, makes black night beauteous, thy old face new. Oh, thus, day my limbs, light my mind, for thee and for myself. Oh, quiet find. Oh, thou, my lovely boy, in whom thy power thus holds time fickle glass, is sickle, hour, who hast by waning grown, and therein showest thy lover's withering, as thy sweet self growest. If nature, sovereign mistress over wrack, as thou movest forward, still will pluck thee back, she keeps thee to this purpose, that her skill may time disgrace and wretched minutes kill. Yet fear her, O thou minion of her pleasure. She may detain, but not still keep her treasure. Her audit, though delayed, answered must be, and her quietus is to render thee. A woman's face, with nature's own hand painted as thou, the master, mistress of my passion, a woman's gentle heart, but not acquainted with shifting change, as is false women's fashion. An eye more bright than theirs, less false and rolling, gilding the object whereupon it gazeth. A man in hue, all hues in his controlling, which steals men's eyes and women's souls amazing. And for a woman, wert thou first created till nature, when she racked thee fell a doting, and by addition me of thee defeated by adding one thing. To my purpose, nothing. But since she pricked thee out for woman's pleasure, mine be thy love, Thy love's used, their treasure.
Shall believe my verse in God, if it is filled with your most high deserts. Though yet heaven knows it is but a tool which hides your life and shows half your hearts.
If I could write the beauty of your eyes, and in fresh numbers number all your graces, the age to come would say, this poet lies. Such heavenly touches ne'er touched earthly faces.
So should my papers, yellowed with their age, be scorned, like old men of less truth than tongue. And your true rights be termed a poet's rage, and stretched meter of an antique song.
But were some child of yours alive that time, you should live twice, in it,
And in your rhyme.
'Tis better to be vile than vile esteemed, when not to be receives reproach of being in the just pleasure lost, which is so deemed not by our feeling but by others seen. For who are they whose false, adulterate eyes give salutation to my sportive blood, or on my frailties? Why do frailer spies which in their wills count bad what I think good?
No. I am that I am, and they that level at my abuse reckon up their own. I may be straight, though they themselves be beveled. By their right thoughts, these must not be shown.
unless this general evil they maintain. All men are bad, and in their badness, brave.
Or I shall live your epitaph to make. For you survive when I in earth am rotten. From hence your memory death cannot take, although in me each part will be forgotten.
Your name from hence immortal life shall live, till I once come to all the world I die.
The earth can heal me, come rain, while you entombed in men's eyes shall lie.
Your monument shall be my gentle verse, which eyes not yet created shall overread.
And tongues to be in being shall rehearse, when the breathers of this world are dead.
You still shall live. This virtue has thy pen, where breath most breathes, even in the mouths of men.
Not marble, nor gilded monuments of princes shall outlive his powerful rhyme. You shall shine bright, as peace contents, than unswept stone, smeared with sluggish time.
When wasteful war should overturn statues, and broils root out and work masonry, nor Mars his sword, nor war's quick fire shall burn the living record of your memory.
Against death and all oblivious enmity shall be faced for, your brain shall still find room.
And the eyes of all posterity that wears this world out to the ending doom.
So 'tis the judgment yourself arise. You still shall live, dwell in lovers' eyes.
Let not my love be called idolatry, nor my beloved as an idol show, since all alike my songs and praises be to one, of one, still such and ever so. Kind is my love today, tomorrow kind, still constant in a wondrous excellence, therefore, my verse to constancy confined. One thing expressing leaves out difference. Fair, kind, and true is all my argument. Fair, kind, and true vary into other words, and in this change is my invention spent. Three themes in one which wondrous scope affords. Fair, kind, and true have often lived alone, which three, till now, never kept seat in one.
How careful was I when I took my way? Each trifle under truest bars to thrust, that in my use they might unused stay from hands of falsehood and sure wards of trust. But thou, to whom my jewels trifles are, most worthy of comforts now, my greatest grief, thou, most of dearest, my only care, hath left the prey of every vulgar thief. Thee have I not locked up in any cage, save where thou art, though I feel thou art within the gentle closure of my breast, from whence at thy pleasure thou mayst come in part. Yet even thence thou wilt be stolen, I fear, for truth proves thievish, your price so dear.
Love is my sin, and thy dear virtue hate. Hate of my sin, grounded on sinful loving. Oh, but with mine, compare thou thine own state, and thou shalt find it merits not reproving. Oh, if it do not for those lips of thine that have profaned their scarlet ornaments, and sealed false hopes of love as oft as mine, robbed others' beds revenues of their rents. Be it lawful that I love thee, as thou lovest those whom thine I woo as mine importune thee, root pity in thy heart, that when it grows thy pity may discern to pity thee. If thou dost seek to have what thou dost hide, self-example, mayst thou be denied.
Against that time, if ever that time come, that I shall see thee frown on my defects, when as thy love cast his utmost son, call to that audit my advice respect. Against that time, that thou shalt strangely pass and scarcely greet me with that sun thine eye, when love, converted from the thing it was, shall reason its minds of settled gravity. Against that time do I ensconce me here within the knowledge of my own descent. and this my hand against myself appear. God, the lawful reasons of my heart. To thee for me, thou hast the strength of lost. Why to love? I can allege no cause.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's leaves have all too short a day.
Sometime too hot, the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion tinted, and every fair from fair sometime rises, by chance, on nature's changing course, untrimmed.
But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest.
No! Shall death bride, thou wanderest in his shade, with twilight, with eternal lines, to time thou growest.
So long as men can breathe or eyes can see.
So long lives this, and this gives life to thee. How like a winter hath my absence been from thee. The pleasure of the fleeting year. What freezings have I felt, what dark days seen, what old December's bareness everywhere. And yet, this time removed was summer's time, the teeming autumn big with rich increase, bearing the wanton burdens of the prime. Like widow grooms after their lord's decease. Yet, this conflict seemed to me the voice of orphans and unfathered fruit. Then summer and his pleasures call out to thee. Thou away, the very birds are mute. Or if they sing, it is with so dull a cheer. The leaves look round, dreading the winter's near.
But do thy best to steal thyself away. For eternal life, thou art assured mine, and life more than thy love will stay, for it depends upon the love of thine. The need I need to fear the worst of wrongs, when in the least of it, my life hath end. I see a better state to me belongs than that in which like you are not yet. Thou canst not vex me with a constant eye, since that my life be thy revolt must lie. Oh, what a happy title do I find I'm happy to have thy love, happy to die. But what's so blessed fair, fears no blot. Thou mayst be false, and yet I know it not.
Never say that I was false of heart, though absence seems my flame to qualify. As easy might I from myself depart as from my soul, which in thy breast doth lie. That is my home of love. If I ranged like him that travels, I return again, just in the time, not with the time exchanged, so that myself bring water for my stay. Never believe, though in my nature reigns all frailties and receives all kinds of blood, that it could so preposterously be stained. To leave for nothing, all thyself good. For nothing this wide universe I crawl. Save thou, my rose. Give it. Thou art my own.
Love is not that which alters when an alteration's fine, or bends with the remover to remove.
Oh no! It is an ever-fixed mark. The blossom tempest end is never shaken. Oh no, it is a star of every wandering bark, whose words unknown, although his height is taken.
Love's not time's fool, though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickles compass count.
Love alters not this brief hour than weeks, but bears it out to the edge of doom.
If this be error and upon me proved,
I never writ, nor no man ever loved. Director Ronald Capinding.
Yeah!